Hi, Pearl Maddox with buildingandbrandonline.com. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to talk about weight loss and triggers. Now in previous videos we talked about uh, learning how to think historically instead of calorically. Well, this goes hand in hand with that. If you know what foods you have a history of abusing, what foods you have a hard time practicing portion control with, you more or less have come up with a list of trigger foods. Well, it's more than just trigger foods that tend to trip us up. We have trigger behaviors, we have trigger situations, and we have trigger times. Now, if you can come up with a plan that's going to deal with all those triggers, that's going to enable you to accomplish your weight loss goals. And not only your weight loss goals, but also to maintain that weight loss. Trigger foods, we talked about that. Trigger behaviors. For example, one of my trigger behavior is finishing all the food on my plate. I am a finisher. And I just have a conflict with throwing food away. I mean, I don't want to overconsume, but at the same time, the guilt is there when I throw the food away. So bottom line is I'm a finisher. And but I've learned how to deal with that. When I cook, I nibble and graze and taste and, for an hour, hour and a half, for however long it takes me to prepare a meal. So you identify those behaviors and you come up with a plan. And I've come up with a plan for that. Okay, so we trigger foods, trigger behavior, trigger situations. I know that salad bars, that's a trigger situation for me. Buffets, all you can eat buffets, that's a trigger situation. Watching TV, that's a trigger situation. Going to the movies, that's a trigger situation. So identify those situations that you tend to overconsume, overeat, practice mindless eating. Identify those situations and either contain them or omit them for a time period, whatever. Come up with a plan. And the last trigger is times. When are you most vulnerable to overeating? I know for me personally, as soon as I get off work, after putting in an 8-9 hour day, I'm free, I'm ready to relax, unwind, and that's when I am most vulnerable. Sit down on the couch, grab that remote, and grab whatever is readily available. And sometimes it takes a while to unwind. Well, okay, that's a trigger time for me. The weekend, that's a trigger time for me because, again, I have more time. My day is not structured. Monday through Friday, I do great because I have a plan. I have a menu planned. I know what I'm going to eat. I know what I'm going to snack on. And I take only those foods with me to work. And I'm so busy, I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, I don't have the desire, and I don't have the money to stray from my plan. So that's a very effective plan for me. So this whole video is about identify those triggers and come up with a plan that's going to enable you to accomplish your goal of not only losing weight, but maintaining that weight loss. You all have an awesome and powerful day, and if you get an extra minute or two, please check me out on my blog, buildingandbrandonline.com. Bye-bye now.